guys, Cher here, and welcome back to another day of 12 Days of Anime. It's actually day 7, and I have a interesting point when it comes to watching anime and reading manga to certain series. And I'm not sure if anyone else is guilty of this, because I am extremely guilty of doing this when it comes to certain series. Do you guys, like, unpurposely skip certain arcs or chapters or episodes of certain series? Like, it's not like I want to get through the series faster or anything like that. It's just because, for me, some of the arcs are just incredibly boring. Not that the whole series is boring of its own right, because if it was, I would have completely dropped the show or reading the manga series off the bat. No, this is more about a certain part that you're just like, why does this exist? Should I really care about this? Does this really add to any of the plot? Because if it did, I would have looked it up on the internet just to spoil myself and then move on to the next thing. Like, I think the most guilty contender of arc skipping, especially for, like, more larger action-y series, is something I like to call the multiple fights or tournament arcs scenes. And the most common series to use these are, like Naruto, or probably One Piece, or Fairy Tail, and the most recently, My Hero Academia. Now, out of those series, I'm watching/reading. I'm watching and reading Fairy Tail, and I'm watching and reading My Hero Academia. Now, I adore those series, like, to death. Like, Fairy Tail is one of the first animes that I've ever watched, and I'm still continuing to watch it, especially with the new season premiering right now. And I love My Hero Academia because, for superheroes, anime has done that before, especially with Tiger and Bunny. But with this type of anime, it's superheroes combined with school life, combined with slice of life, but it's done in a way that makes the characters way more likable, and it makes them a lot more relatable, despite the fact that they do have powers. But then when you get to, like, the heroes of Fairy Tail and My Hero Academia, they have to be in a tournament wide just to show off how powerful they are. I'm just like, the rest of the series had already done that. Like, I saw through past episodes, we know how strong they are. We know how they, strategize to get from point A to point B. Like, we know how, they're superior to the villains. Why do we need this again? Like, for Fairy Tail in particular, we have this, like, giant guilds, tournament, and, like, towards the end of the first series of the show, and I think it's, like, the middle of the series, of the manga series, it's, like, towards the, end of the 20th volumes, early, volume 30s, and stuff like that. It's like, I already know that these characters are going to win at some point. It would only be a shocker if they actually lost. Which, I'd probably spoil myself for that anyway, because I'm not interested in watching, like, them, like, succeeding most of the time, and then they flop at this one, battle for some BS reason. Like, same for My Hero Academia. There's so many tournament arcs, regardless of whether it was required for the students of UA to fight in them or not, just to showcase their abilities. But we already know the abilities of the characters already. We already know what they're capable of, because, villains from left and right that they manage to defeat, regardless of whether they are able to beat them or not, or regardless of whether the hero teachers come in, or professional heroes come in to save them. Like, seriously, the only part of that whole, like, camp retreat arc that was interesting was when Bakugo got kidnapped and how the heroes saved him. Like, that actually developed Bakugo's character just by witnessing that. Like, that's the part I liked. But with the whole, like, class trying to get through other people, like mostly characters that we're most likely never going to see again. I'm just sitting there like, why is this necessary? Like, I get so bored easily because either they are very predictable or they just take too long. And like I said, I don't know if you guys have this problem either, or I don't know if that type of anime is your favorite. I mean, it doesn't really matter, because if it is, you might agree with me or not, and if it's not, then this whole section might have been a giant waste of time for you. So other episodes that I might skip are the very cliche and very boring, like, spa, like, hot spring episodes, because they've been done to death. Like, for some reason, every series of anime has to go to a hot spring or beach for some fan service action. And even for a series that might not need that, they have to do it because it's Japanese culture, I guess. I don't know. I'm not going to judge that. But it's like, unless that scene, again, drives the plot or develops character, like, I might watch it if it does that. But if the series does not do any character developing or doesn't tell us anything new, what's the point? Like, what was the point of that episode? Now, don't get me wrong. There are actually some episodes or scenes from the manga that actually make the series funny, as anime comedy often does. And sometimes it actually might develop character. Like, I think the only beach episode that I actually liked was from Ouran High School Host Club, because it actually developed something between Haruhi and Tamaki. Like, I think that was one of the only episodes I actually liked. And, oh yeah, I also watched, Lively Complex, and the beach scene actually did, drive the plot a little bit more between the main characters, which I also did like. And the manga version of that scene was actually downright hilarious. But again, these beach episodes, or hot spring episodes too, they're a lot more common in, again, slice of life or romance. You just might see them in fantasy shows sometimes, like Pokemon did it. I have no doubt that Naruto always does it because it takes place in historical Japan, fantastical Japan. But like I said, unless it drives character development or the plot of the story, those scenes are also boring and I will skip them regardless of whether it does something or not. So those are two examples of what I can think of for skipping episodes or skipping chapters. So if you guys have any more parts of anime or manga that you usually skip, feel free to comment in the comment section below, because I would love to see what your point is of why you usually skip those parts. And if you did like this video, make sure you where's the like button? It's probably over here somewhere. Make sure you like that as well before my hand covers my face. And I hope you join us again tomorrow for the next episode of 12 Days of Anime. I'm Cait, Cher, and it's been real. Ciao!